Oxfam is piloting the Women's Rights Organization Fund, which is basically a flexible fund that is given to very small women's rights organizations that are struggling to stay afloat.
This fund helped us get an office, and with an office it means people have a comfortable place to work from, and it also raises your visibility.
The fund has helped our organization train 16 GBV champions to respond to GBV calls. We have been able to have a stable salary, so we do not have a large output of volunteers leaving.
We were able to train human rights defenders, volunteers towards election preparedness, but also to act as our early warning system to ensure that we, one, monitor the situation during elections, two, to document any cases of sexual violence that were happening during that time, but also to respond.
For this flexible fund, the main achievement this year have been the support that the fund has provided to the partners in terms of their own institutional capacity strengthening, as well as allowing them to be able to implement the different activities in their communities.
It's the fact that it helped us prioritize on our needs. We don't have to feel like we are boxed when it comes to responding to a call for proposals that wants a specific thing which might not be our strength. Our strategies are outside the box. When you come to our sessions, you're glammed up. We began using makeup artists and saloonists as civic educators to ensure that they understand these issues.
The fund has set up mechanisms that strengthen community-led mental health approaches.
We implemented the Uzima project. So what we've tried is to explain to them how mental health looks, how self-care to the community looks, how they can identify stressors within themselves.
When we are launching the Women Domestic Workers chapter, have them play football and release their stress, and also have counselors also coming on board to talk to them.
Where I come from, you know, our women really like perfumes, they like incense, you know, the smoke. So I asked them, can you do that so that when you have that, when you go home, you go home when you are happy?
The biggest lesson learned this year is to humble ourselves, that in as much as we are a big organization, we do not know everything. The Women's Rights Organization, as small as they seem, they do have a lot of knowledge and technical expertise in areas that Oxfam does not work in. It's for us to go into this partnership with an open mind and be able to learn, to leverage on the partnerships to deliver on this project.
This fund has changed the way that Oxfam operates in partnership management, in identification and onboarding of partners. Initially, we would onboard partners based on the system that they already have. But for this flexible funding, our main focus was onboarding of the partners and being able to help them or support them in building of the systems.
The fund is helping us become more self-sustainable because we have been able to actualize the things we wanted to do for the community. We've actually been able to see them come into reality. We are seeing better response time to GBV. We are seeing the community being able to report, even protect, and respond to cases of GBV.
We have been able to create the capacity of women domestic workers champions from the grassroots level, whereby they are able now to stand on their own and claim their rights when abuses arises, and they are able to respond.
We were able to help more than 200 survivors of sexual violence. We were able to train 174 human rights defenders, volunteers, and gender defenders, and all this is towards addressing sexual violence in Kenya.
We deal with partners who have systems in place and partners who have developed their systems, but through this fund, in the flexible nature that it comes with, some of the normal procedures that we have in partnership management and also in the management of the fund, we had to adjust and be able to accommodate the fund and implement it effectively.
The interest related to the fund in a way has been a challenge because more and more we are receiving requests from other women's rights organizations that also want to be supported, but because it's a pilot project, we do not have the resources to onboard them. The next steps in the next 6 months is basically around supporting the partners to mobilize funds from other donors as an exit strategy, especially the ones who are in their 3rd year. We're also going to be creating more spaces for them to make their work visible, and more importantly, facilitate them to participate in spaces where decisions that have an impact on their work are being made.